All right, looks like we're rolling, people. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. No, I wanted that one. Hold on. There we go. Now we can chill out, hang out. Okay, hang in, people. All right, people, thank you for showing up. Let's see who's here. I just saw a couple of you arriving. Pam Bam. Hold on. I'm going to come back to the other stage. Wait a minute. Stay there. Stay there. I'm going to get back to the other stage. Hold on. All right, there we go. Hey, Pam Bam. Hey, JGF. Just chill, enjoy. Sure, that's fine. Hi, Mona. You've got Mars in Aquarius. Seriously. Wow. So, there's no... Well, there is a little... I'll show you. You'll see on the report in a minute. There is a little sweetness happening for you, okay? When you have Mars in Aquarius. Let's get back to it. Okay, so I'm going to head straight over to the report now. This is for Aquarius, Astrodoodle, March 2019. Okay, here we go. Stay there. All right, this is what it looks like. This is the Lumination Astrodoodle for March 2019. I know. Don't say anything. It makes sense, Lumination, and we use them in personal readings. And it's just basically a bunch of information, and it's up to all of us, each of us, you, how to figure it out. What are we going to do with this stuff? Okay? So first of all, I want to get into the basics that apply to everybody for the whole Earth. As for those of you who are here right now, just hanging out, like Mona and JGF, you were here on the Gemini video just a moment ago. But now we're doing this for Aquarius. So I have to do the basics again. Please be patient. This is the 2019 March notes for Astrodoodles. Okay, the basics are, we have the Sun in Pisces up till March 20th, okay? At that time, the Sun shifts into Aries, March 20th for the Aries season, okay? Next, we have the new moon in Pisces, March the 6th, early on, okay? Next, 2 weeks later exactly, we have the full moon in Libra under the new Aries Sun. And it's a 0 degree point full moon again, just like the one we had in February. That's on March 20th. Next, Mars is in Taurus basically all month. It just happened, and it's there for a while. It's busting down the doorways for Uranus. We'll see in a moment. We have Mercury retrograde over here in Pisces, March 6th to the 29th, okay? That's for everybody. It's up to all of us how we deal with it. Please find a way to see it as a blessing, as a gift. When we're talking about retrogrades, it's all about reboot, rewire, rewind, recalibrate, reformulate, revise, reinstate, recycle. We need to do that. It's basically like cleaning up as we go along. If we just continually always move forward, pretend you're in a car and you just keep driving and you just fill it up with gas forever and ever, but you never change the oil, you never fix the tires, you never fix the coolant or the power steering fluid or anything like that, eventually the whole car is going to fall apart very much more quickly than it would if you don't do the maintenance, if you did the maintenance. So think of this as a chance in time for doing maintenance, okay? The big event from Tarot Lumination point of view is Uranus moving into Taurus on March 6th. Finally, after like 5 months of hovering around on the cusp, Uranus is now officially in Taurus, mostly for the next 7 years. So it's kind of a big deal for everybody. I don't know if you've noticed here, March the 6th, quite a big calendar moment for most of us. Uranus moving into Taurus, Mercury retrograde, new moon in Pisces, all of that happening on that day. So it's a significant calendar moment. Please allow for things to be shifting and wobbly in some aspect of your life. Very, let's say, like a jolt kind of energy, all right? Now let's get to the Aquarians. So, you know, the way we do these on these tarot channels and astrology channels, it really makes a lot of sense. You watch for your sun or moon or rising. If you have sun Aquarius, moon Aquarius, or rising Aquarius, this could be very helpful to you, all right? So for Aquarians, what does this look like? Okay, let's have a look. Let's get to the sweet stuff before I forget it. Dear Aquarius, you have Venus in Aquarius in your first house of you, your house of self, your house of selfhood, basically all month. So that's sweet. Wherever Venus lies, that's pretty sweet. So it might give you a sense of beautification, a sense of improved values, self-esteem, improved self-esteem, seeing yourself in a better light, seeing yourself as more harmonious, more balanced, more loving, more lovable, more friendly, more harmonious with love and relationships in general, simply because you're feeling it from the inside out. As within, so without. Okay? Now, let's get to the basics, just like we did. I'm just basically taking this information here and transcribing it onto here for the Aquarian crowd. So, over here, March the 6th. Okay, March the 6th, we have the Pisces new moon. And for you, that happens in your second house. This is your house of value, of values, of resources, talents, gifts, money, stuff, things. The stuff of your life, your car, your house, your computer, your looks, your clothes, your things, your jewelry, your money, your finances, your talent, your natural born talents. All of those things are things of value. So with the Pisces new moon over here, you might get a sense of like, especially because, I should mark it here, hold on. Especially because Mercury is retrograde right here at the same time, more or less around the new moon, you might get a strong sense of having to recalibrate, repair, rewind, recycle, basically anything, like go back and revise your set of values and look at it as a way to improve, like anything and everything that has not been working for you in that department of your life. It's up to you to do the repairs and the fixes. Again, you have to reveal it to heal it, okay? And especially because it might be very hidden. With the Pisces energy here, you, Aquarius, essentially are a Pisces person when it comes to your values and values. So you would have a very, very kind, sweet, almost like sacrificial, devotional type of loving behavior when it comes to your values and values. That's why I think a lot of Aquarians are often perceived as like they have this like almost like zero ego, non-judgmental type of perception of things, because they can look at things in a very scientific, detached, remote manner, and that can be very helpful when you need pure, simple, logical objective. But no matter how evolved you are, Aquarius, there is always still room to grow and evolve even more. And it might be coming to your awareness here with the new moon that you're going to have to do a lot of revisions and upgrades, new starts and new beginnings, basically to take everything up a notch. Like improve your whatever natural born gifts you have, find ways to maximize them, make them even better, get them up to date, like reboot everything, get your stuff together to get your talents, gifts, finances, resources, values up to date as you possibly can. Let's run through things quickly over here. March 20th, okay? We have the sun entering Aries. Now that's actually quite comfortable for you. It's over here in your third house, okay? Communications mostly, day-to-day life, how you conduct your life day-to-day with communications between yourself and others and you. What are you listening to? What are you speaking? What is the information that you are radiating and transmitting to the world? What is the information that you are receiving from the world on a very day-to-day manner? How is that working for you? So it's going to be a full moon here. So the moon will be up here in Libra on March 20th in your 9th house. So my feeling is that when the moon enters here on March 20th, typically, this is personal, my feeling is that it brings up the doubts, the sense of doubts, the things that have been subconscious, and then they come into light because it's fully opposed by the sun. And so my feeling is that this could be a moment, like 2 weeks later in the month, knowing that you have to do your revisions, rewinds, improvements with your value and value systems. It'll take you 2 weeks to realize, aha, now I know what Tarot Lumination was talking about. I can actually write that down on paper because I had an awakening. The moon was up here in Libra, March 20th, and it exposed everything about my deep feelings and deep fears about what I doubt, about everything that I don't know, all the wisdom that I don't have, that I should have, that I want to have, that I deserve to have, because I'm an Aquarius and I need information, I need knowledge. I need revolutionary, the latest, coolest knowledge and information possible. That's because I'm an Aquarius. I'm always one step ahead. So it's like, my feeling is that March 20th, you get these kind of moments of revelation where you see like, aha, this is like a big aha moment. No matter how uncomfortable it might be for you, Aquarius, it should be comfortable because the Aries Libra energy is very harmonious with you. But because it's a full moon, it might be still a bit of a jolt. It'll be certainly a culmination, okay, like a culmination. Everything will come to light. everything that's cool about what's working, and everything that's not good about what's happening, okay? And you need to know that, because without that information, Aquarius, how can you possibly recalibrate, restart, and reboot your values, systems, your talents and gifts, and get them optimized to the best way they could be going forward, okay? So please see this as a gift. Please see this as a gift. Next, let's keep going. Typo. March the 6th, okay? Now, this is a bit of a jolt. Uranus enters Taurus, okay? Mars is already here, okay? Mars is busting open the gates. It's revolutionary. This is like the warrior energy. And so you add the Mars energy on top of Uranus. This is the planet of revolution, breakout, freedom. It's violent, it's disruptive, it's eruptive. It's the big disruptor type of energy that is sometimes very uncomfortable. A lot of people are uncomfortable with the disruptions that happen with Uranian energy. So for you, Aquarius, that's happening at the very foundations of your life, your fourth house of home, family, and stability. So all Aquarians, sun, moon, and rising, you might be feeling like the earth shaking under your feet, okay, for the next 7 years. I'm not kidding. It's a 7-year journey. So it could be like every few months, you might get some kind of weird random event, like boom, literally like things that happen in earthquakes, tectonic shifts, revolutionary shifts and changes in the physical Taurus physical substance of your life, the foundations of your home. Are you feeling like having to relocate? Do you feel like you're being forced to relocate? Do you feel as though the foundations of your life and home and family and world are being systematically undermined from beneath you in ways that are disturbing, okay? The first and fourth house energy are typically clash. The Taurus energy typically would clash in a very challenging way with the Aquarius energy. So please be aware for that, okay? Aquarius, be aware. Treat this whole thing as a little weather forecast. Forewarned is forearmed. Please understand that for the next 7 years, basically starting right now, Uranus is going to start shaking up the foundations of your life. Home, family, security, the place where you sleep, your loved ones in a shared home type of space, the way that you nurture yourself, the way that you are nurtured by others. All of that is going to be disrupted, okay? Uranus, the great disruptor, the great awakener. And why is that happening? It's because it's evolutionary pressure for you, Aquarians, to evolve in this part of your life, okay? So don't fight it. The worst thing you could do is fight this stuff. The best thing you could do is basically say, like, you know what? If this is inevitable, it's going to happen, then bring it on. Effing bring it on, okay? I'm an Aquarius. I'm highly advanced. I can handle this stuff. I'm made for this. Bring it on. Show it to me. Bring all this weird, disturbing stuff to me. I can handle this, okay? I will do this. All right, Aquarius, I'm going to leave it at that. Let's go and hang out with everybody. Hold on. Stay there. Bye-bye. Let's see who's here. Let's see. Okay, Pam Bam. Hi, Pam. JGF. Hi, Mona. Christopher, you're back. Hey, Christopher, thank you for coming back. Hi, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Will this go? Okay, Mona has a question. Will this go on my drive of self when I have Mars in Aquarius? Okay, well, with Mars in Aquarius, that's naturally a kind of a very rebellious energy anyway. They take the energy of Mars. Think of Mars as the warrior, the fighter, the doer, the getter, the one who has to do what has to be done to get life to happen, okay? So it's all about this. It's all about this, okay? Take that as the Mars energy, getting out there, doing stuff, achieving, winning, succeeding, getting. And then you put that into the Aquarius energy, Mars in Aquarius. It's almost like being a rebel fighter. Imagine like the energy of someone who is very, very rebellious and discontent with the status quo. And so what the Mars and Aquarius person would do, they tend to be very futuristic by definition. So they see far into the future, and they see things that they don't like to see, and they are uncomfortable with it. And so they can tend to fight that. It's very much the energy of a rebel, okay? And sometimes being a rebel, like a rebel fighter or a rebel warrior, is very hard for other people to handle. They could easily see you as like, man, you're just, Mona, you're always stirring things up. You're always like bringing things to the surface that none of us really want to deal with, because we would rather be lower frequency and just let everything be nice and steady. And then when the Mars and Aquarius person comes along, that can be very disruptive for everybody and everything else. But the whole point, again, is to wake people up. The Mars and Aquarius person is here to wake people up, okay? Let's have a look. Christopher, yeah, you can do that. You can just go to astro.com. Okay? So, Christopher, if you want to get your whole chart mapped up, you can get it for free. Just go to astro.com and you can go from there. So, also, of course, if you want to build a relationship with Tarot Lumination, we can do it in person. Okay? I can go to astro.com and get all your data and punch it through all the systems, and we can bring up a profile for you, and that can be very revealing, okay? Now, Tarot Lumination, actually, I don't really do a lot of astrology consulting because it gets very expensive, and it's long, and it's hard work, and it's very consuming. And so not a lot of people can afford it. But when I mix it in with the tarot, and we have your basic chart data kind of like on hand, it's like a very, very useful reference tool for your life. See, the thing is about astrological data, it's fixed. It's just a pile of raw information. It's factual. That's what it is. How you interpret it is another thing. Now, when we go to the tarot, it involves your whole body, your whole spirit, your whole being, and it doesn't really matter about the astrology. That's why I prefer to lean towards the tarot, simply because it allows for a bigger, broader, wider perspective of things. Anyway, it's up to you, Christopher. You can do it yourself at astro.com. There's a few other places, but Astro is, in my opinion, the best. I use it personally for professional things, all right? What else is going on? Pam Bam. Sun in Aquarius, Moon in Libra, Rising Gemini. Seriously, Pam, that's a lot of air. Wow. We're going to stay here, Pam, because we're going to do the Libra Astrodoodle in just a moment. This video is going to be finished fairly soon. And because I'm just hanging out with you guys now. I've already done the Aquarius report. This was it. We already did it. Okay. That's done. Okay. It's already recorded. You can do the replays and rewinds. So that might be a good cue. Let me play a little bit of music so I can hang out with you. I'm going to type in, and then we'll go off and do the Libra. How about that? All right. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. I'm just going to play a little bit of music, sort of fun stuff in the background, okay? Hope you like that. Hold on, I'm going to let the music play a little bit longer. I want to check in something with Pam Bam. Okay. 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 I'm going to wrap it up with, okay? Crumbed fish, it's good also. Okay. So, hey, Bam Bam, since you're here too, I have a feeling eventually over time we're going to meet in person. It'll probably be the first time ever that Terra Lumination has met anyone in person, you know, from the channel, because we do everything digitally. I will do that. I will ask for crumbed fish. It sounds good. It sounds really, really good. So, so Pam, talking about a more chilled job to help people too. I get it. Terra Illumination is going through like serious, I would say, convulsions right now to get to the point where we have to take things up to a new level. I don't know what we're going to do or how we're going to do it, but it has to happen some way, somehow. And we have to figure it out. It has to be figured out. And I will confess that I never, ever imagined in my whole life that I would ever be doing anything remotely like what is happening here now. It's a very public thing. I tend to be very private, but there's a lot of pressure, I feel, to become very, very public. So it's in some ways, it's kind of obscene. But the thing is that if there's a commonality, like if there's a common link between Terra Illumination and others, where you have this sense of a universal bond, if that's a way that I can help people, then that's what I'd like to do. I tend to be very naturally programmed as one of the things that I often disdain, which is being a compassion junkie. And so I have trained myself to be less and less and less and less of a compassion junkie. And I don't save people anymore. I try to maintain my own energy, my own place, and my own integrity. And then I'm very, very selective about what I can do and how I do what I can do for people. Because some people you can't help, and you have to let them go. So, so Pam, and Christopher, because you're still participating here, just so that you understand the Terra Illumination perspective. Terra Illumination is primarily like an artist and a musician and a writer. And I've had exposure to all those worlds. I've had the opportunity for amazing success in those worlds, but the opportunities vanished or crumbled because partly from my own ignorance, being able to recognize an opportunity, from a lot of trauma from youth, and also a deep fear about being in a public situation like this. Even though I was heavily pressured as a child to go on stages and to perform and to do music and singing and so on. And I did it because I could, and I wanted to please the adults. But in many ways, it was very traumatizing for me, but it left an imprint. And a lot of my natural born talents are basically built for being in a public situation. And that's very disturbing for me. My biggest love and talent that I feel I can offer to the world is music, especially love and healing through music. And I have music that is all about that. But getting it produced and recorded and out there to the world is a huge challenge. It takes a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of resources, and other people. And all of those things I have to find somewhere. I have to attract them some way, somehow. Somehow I have to attract the money. I have to attract the musicians. I have to attract the time. It takes a lot. And so, like Pam Bam, if you want to do something healing, please be prepared for the idea that it can be very destabilizing. When I do reports for people, when I do personal reports for people, most of the people who come to Terra Illumination for personal readings are people who are already highly spiritually evolved, and they're looking to get to the next level, and they've reached a plateau where it's very, very hard to evolve and grow, because the more and more and more you raise your frequencies through your own self-healing, your own evolution, your own desire to grow and expand, it actually becomes more and more challenging in some ways to do it properly. When you're in the zone, it feels like it just happens naturally. But to get to the next level, when you go through these thresholds of evolution, like what I'm trying to indicate is that the higher the frequency, the more challenging it is to get to the next step. Okay? So I hope you understand that. Christopher, you're in recovery, and one thing you've learned is that you can't keep it unless you give it away. Well, one of the messages, a very profound message that I have, which was gifted to me by someone who is with us right now tonight, is that Terra Lumination has to give away the first fruits. And part of me is very resentful. I don't like to admit it. I don't like to admit that I have to do a lot of work, time, and energy just to get this stuff out there. It's basically like giving away free samples. It's a huge amount of work just to give away and do this stuff in the free samples. But I'm starting to see it more and more as a long-term investment. In other words, it's like, you know, when you go to a supermarket and there's like a little sampler section. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing everything I can to make everything about Terra Lumination as appealing and valuable and fun and rewarding as possible, so that people want to come. They want to do the super chats. They want to become members. They want to invest in all of that so that Terra Lumination can grow. But I have to be loving, okay? I have to live by example. Be loving, be loved. Be generous, receive generosity. So I have to do the work. I am doing the work right now. I'm putting out, I'm investing time and energy to do this, and the rewards, you know, basically come what's called later. We have this thing on Earth called time, and we have to deal with that. Yeah. Yeah, essentially, Christopher, yeah, you have to give things away. Like, it's almost like the thing that you value the most is what you have to give away. Okay? Thank you, Christopher. Thank you. I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that, Christopher. I really needed that. Thank you so much. And thank you, Mona, for your messages too. Thank you. Thank you, Pam Bam. I'm really looking forward to meeting. Okay, Pam Bam? All right, right now, I think it's time to wrap it up. I've got to go and do the Libra. We're going to work on Libra right now. So Pam Bam, you might want to come back, and it'll just take me a few minutes, and we'll get all set up for the Libra. Remember, there's going to be a lot of repetitive stuff. We're going to do the same calendar moments that are the same for everybody, and then we're going to get into the Libra chart, okay? All right, that's it. No big music, no big farewells. We'll just have a big group hug, okay? Thank you, everybody, for being here. I know it's very late or very early for you, and thank you for giving me like the chance to connect, okay? Bye-bye for now. I'll see you, some of you guys, in a few minutes, I hope. And we're going to do the Libra Astrodoodle report for March 2019, okay? Take care. Blessings, okay? Blessings, 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 blessings. Yeah. All right. See you guys. All right.